So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is our old friend Traindriver, who's in the T26, the T26E4, better known as the Super Pershing, and he's platooned up with the wonderfully named Mr. Thorhammer, who's in the T26E5, the Patriot. Now, these tanks are supposed to be medium and heavy respectively. However, you'd be a bit of a mistake if you thought that. Look at look at the Patriot go. That's a heavy tank. Traindriver is in a medium tank and is being left in his dust. Yeah, the Patriot, as we know, is more like a heavy than a medium. Fantastic frontal armour, made infamous by Slipknot's video about how to play. Very funny series of videos before he gave up World of Tanks. He talks about the Super Pershing as being like an American right policeman, so with his right shield pushed forward, and if you play it like that, keeping the front towards the enemy like a right shield, you won't go far wrong, because this thing will bounce shells, and it has had a lot of buffing recently, so its gun penetration has improved considerably. Didn't help with that shot on that Spick, however. He managed to miss that, which was a bit unfortunate. It's going to push on round. They're on Corellia. It's an assault game. Assault games can be really frustrating. It's 2 shots, 2 misses. Not doing so well so far. It's just one of those frustrating moments in a game where every time you shoot you miss, and then you get easier targets and they disappear just as you're reloading. There's a T29 heading down towards the flank where he's going, and he's going to try and get into a position where there's only 1 artillery, so it's not so bad. Don't have to worry too much about artillery. But he's moving on round, getting into a nice... and there's the T29. Bounces a shot from him, tracks him in place with a lovely shot. Doesn't manage to do any damage, but the tracking alone was worthwhile. Another shot on the T29. This time he pens him. Can he no, he won't finish him off in 1 shot, but he can do a lot of damage. T29's not really paying it now. He's looking at him. Oh, the right shield gets penned. Mr. Thor's gone down, but that T29's gone down, and that's a really dangerous tank. So yeah, oh, and there's a Jackson. Nice shot into the Jackson. Jackson's got very little chance of penning him at this range, but that's a different proposition. That's the Scorpion G Tier 8 TD with a fantastically powerful gun, and that thing is a different matter to a Jackson. Bounces the Scorpion again, puts a nice shot into the Jackson's turret. Seriously, Jackson, you're going to try and shoot it out? Yeah, that never was going to end well. So where's that Scorpion? There he is at the back. Bounces another shot. This time it was an APCR round. He really needs somebody to help him with that Scorpion. Scorpion is going to... eventually he's going to hit him. And he's pinging the map saying help, help, help. Where's the Scorpion? Scores will come back 7 to 8. Obviously you have 10 minutes to assault and successfully either capture the enemy base or kill all the enemy tanks to win. So it's not long. You can't afford to fiddle around. Now the enemy lights pushed forward very aggressively at the beginning of the game, which slowed Traindriver's attack, or his team's attack, to a certain degree. But it's always one of those balancing acts, and it's one of the frustrations of playing assault games, is you never, sometimes your team is supposed to be defending and they commit too early to counter-attack, or right from the beginning they go crazy and attack, and that's never going to work. Oh, there's the Scorpion. Nice shot, but oh, he takes a big hit from the Scorpion. 513 hit. Can he get another one? And that was unlucky. The shell just dropped like a stone and hit the tank. Takes another hit from the Scorpion, but somebody else hit the Scorpion, so that's good. Now can he get finished off? He can't take another hit. 250 damage, 250 health left. That Scorpion's gun will easily do that in 1 shot. It's got to be really careful. The Scorpion's being hit again by somebody. Come on, someone finish him off, then he's got a chance to push forward. There he goes. He bounces. He gets hit by a Hummel, but only splash damage, because otherwise he would have been killed entirely. Scorpion G has finally been taken down, but we are down to 131 health. However, scores are 8-all, and it looks like the enemy have committed quite heavily on the other flank. There's a Revelise defender. I think there's probably the Indian Panzer is over there, because the defender and the Indian Panzer are platooned together, so it's very likely they're over there together. And this is a classic scenario. You'd be pulling your hair out if you're in the defending team, seeing that 1, 2, 3, probably 4 of your tanks, you've only got 5 left, have pushed down the enemy flank, whereas all of Traindriver's team are heading up around the north side and about to get into the cap. Really frustrating. Bit of happiness amongst the team members, good. It's always good to see, it means things are going well. There's the IKV, can't quite get a shot on him, trying to work your way around, and the problem with the Super Pershing is that speed. We got some assistance for that IKV, which is nice. Just, you know, talk amongst yourselves while they do this. No, yeah, right, enough of that. So, the Burt has gone absolutely balls deep. Don't know what he's trying to do. And he's found the Hummel. He's found the Hummel. And he takes down the Hummel. Oh, but the defender takes him down. So, that's the 2 RT out of play. Where's the IKV gone? There he is, down the back there. Nice shot. IKV has very little armour, but has a good 90mm gun, but doesn't manage to pen the Super Pershing. Nice shot again. Left him on 10 health. Oh, how frustrating. Could have done with a slight high roll there. So we're getting down to the meat of it. Looks like the defender and the Indian Panzer have come back. Don't know where the Revelise is, but he's a bit quicker than those guys, so he could even be back, as well. Those are 2 very, very tough tanks to take down, the Indian and the defender, and that's what we didn't want to see. There's the Revelise as well. So Traindriver's heading round. He's done a good game so far, very good game. And there's the Revelise. Nice shot. That thing has a really pokey gun, but its chassis is based on a normal Sherman, tier 5 Sherman, and so it's easy to pen. A couple of good shots. I think it's about 180 something millimeter penetration on this Super Pershing. Will go through a Revelise's turret and everything else pretty easily, unless it's very unlucky and hits the gun or gun mantle. And this is the kill shot, which is really frustrating. Uh-oh, here comes the Indian Panzer. Indian Panzer fluffs the shot, puts it straight into the hill in front of us. Come on, we need to take one of these guys down. Aimed better. The Super Pershing, like all American tanks, is pretty good at firing on the move. That gun is very good for gun handling. Defender comes out with his best armour forward, side on, which is always a good thing to do, but here we are, we bounced 2 shots, bounced another shot. Unfortunately couldn't get under the lower plate of the defender, which is its weak spot frontally, and the Indian Panzer finally manages to put a shell into us, so that's it. So this does not look good now. Traindriver had a monster game, 3,000 damage, blocked 3,000 and assisted on nearly 2,000. But there's a tier 8 defender, a tier 8 Indian Panzer and an IKV-90 left against 2 camping TDs who don't seem to want to move forward, and a light tank who is pretty much on his last legs and rather exposed. But they're going to have a go for it. The T-71 has taken down the whoops, what's happening there? Has taken down the IKV. Let's see if we can get the free camera working. Here come the big boys. T-71 runs away. Defender's after him. Oh, what was he thinking of? What was he thinking of? He just gave the game away. He just chucked himself off the cliff after the 71 and killed himself. There's 30 seconds left. There isn't, and now the Indian Panzer's committed and gone after the 71. Gee whiz, what are these 2 clowns playing at? And there you go, the UDES wins. They gave the game away. GG. So that was a pretty remarkable finale to that game. If that Indian Panzer had just ran away at the end, there was no time for Udez and the Hellcat to take him down. There was only 30 seconds left. He just had to stay alive. But for some reason, he just felt the need to keep going after the T-71, even though T-71 wouldn't have been able to take him down in enough time. So it was a win. And that's even getting away from the fact the defender just decided to chuck himself off the cliff and kill himself. Now, everyone makes mistakes, and fair enough, but oh, geez, what idiots those two were. They had the game in the bag. The defending team must have been going absolutely spare. Wow. But, you know, can't take it away from Traindriver. It was a good game, did really well. He led the team there, he pushed in, stuck his head in, as they say in rugby, stuck his head in where most people fear to go, and he certainly did that. And he paid for it in the end with his life, but he also got an extremely good game out of it. Got ace tanker, he got spotter, bruiser, fire for effect, and high caliber. Unsurprisingly, finished top of the team, 3,064 damage, 3 kills, 1,311 base XP. 21 shots fired, hit with 17 and penned with 14 for that 3,000 damage. He took a whopping 14 shots, only 4 of which penned him, and I think they were largely well, apart from the shot at the end that killed him, that was the Scorpion G firing APCR that did the most of those penetrations. So he blocked 3,090 damage. Now that's why this tank is such a good thing for newer players, and I do get asked from time to time, what do you recommend as a great premium if you're going to buy a tank. I would always say for newer players, or even more experienced players, to be frank, the Super Pershing is a super one, because it is very, very forgiving, and it is a very good credit generator. So especially with the penetration buff it's had, the gun is very effective, and it bounces things. 3,000 damage, as long as you remember to keep that frontal armor pointing towards the enemy and keep moving, because there are weak spots on it. But the enemy have to be able to aim properly, and if you're wiggling around and moving, then it's hard for them to do that. He did 1,800 assistance damage, and look at that, nearly 120,000 credits. And even though he was destroyed, the rebuild costs and the ammo costs, because he didn't fire any premium, are very, very good indeed on that. So he actually ended up making a profit of 105, best part of 105,000 credits with a premium count. Even if he hadn't been running premium, would have made nearly 65,000 credits. And it was a ×3 for the day. He obviously was running some sort of personal reserve, so he ended up with a whacking 7,279 experience for his crew. Fantastic. And that's Traindriver driving the Super Pershing and doing really, really well on the assault game on Corellia. Really, really enjoyed that game. Thanks for sending it in. If you've got a game you want me to show, please upload it to the WOT replay site, as Traindriver did here. Send the link of that game to me, and ideally give me a little description of why you think it's a cracking game. And I'll promise to have a look at it, and I think it's going to be entertaining for everybody who watches, and I'll happily record it and stick it up. So in the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, and try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom signing out.